G-O-W-D, good. What's up, everybody? It is your cousin, your uncle, your friend, your sister, your sister, your brother, your auntie, your grandma, your granddaddy, and your favorite cousin on your daddy's side, Jay Pleasant. And welcome back to the Jay Pleasant Show. Today I have a writer, producer, a talented person. Give it up for Chret, everybody. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. What's been going on? Like let's first of all let's catch up because
Yeah.
you're not a stranger to me. So what's been going on? I feel like I haven't talked to you in a while.
Oh man. We just in Atlanta doing music 24/7.
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
really all I do every day is music for hours. About 4 or 5 hours a day. I'm locked in a room. Doing what I love to
That's what
do.
it should be. I mean, you got to practice your craft. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how when you say you're just doing music, you're just like creating and all that stuff. Like, is that basically what it consists of?
Yeah, I'm producing. I'm producing. That's my thing. Like full bodies of work. I
Hmm.
think my goal is every year, Lord willing, every year I have another body of work out. I just like being consumed with focusing on a project.
Hmm.
And it does take hours. It takes a lot of thought. So
Hmm.
that's really all I'm doing is making new stuff, taking songs. People send me stuff to work on, and I'm consumed with it. Yeah.
So do you oop, that was my fault. Do you ever like, drop a body of work and then you're listening to it, or you have songs that you didn't drop and you're still like perfecting those songs to put on your um next project or something like that? Has that
Yeah.
ever happened to you?
Yeah. It overlaps all the time. Like
Mm-hmm.
I pull songs from 3 years before whatever the time is now. I'll pull
Mm-hmm.
songs from then and drop it in because songs, all my songs have meaning and they need to tie in, they need to go together. So sometimes, like this last project I did, it was a song that I put out in the same year, but
Mm-hmm.
it didn't fit that project. So I'm always like reaching back and pulling stuff to make it fit now all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Okay. So we gonna get into your mom. We're gonna get into
Okay.
Craig. But before we do that, I have a little icebreaker.
Mhm.
So the name of the game is called Pass the Aux. Okay. So basically, I'm gonna read you a couple of scenarios, and I'm not gonna give you a time limit to respond to these scenarios because I actually want you to give me a good response. Okay. So I'm gonna
Okay.
read you a couple of scenarios, and I need you to respond with the first song or a good song that comes to your head that fits the scenario. Okay.
All right.
All right, so this gonna be the tester, so you can get an understanding. All right, so the aux has been given to you, but you are with some people whose music taste you are unsure of. What song are you playing first to test the waters?
They passed me the aux and I don't know what they're like. I've never heard any kind of music that they listen to.
Yeah, let's say yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
just random. Oh, you passed me the aux, and I don't know your music taste. I'm gonna have to go with. I'm gonna just finesse it by playing some Michael Jackson. I'm gonna throw off the wall on or something and have him dancing. You can never go wrong with Michael Jackson.
What Michael Jackson song?
I'm probably gonna play like some classic, like off the wall. Uh, Rock with you. That's probably the one I'll play. I'll probably play Rock with
Let me hear you sing that a little bit, just a little bit,
you.
just a little
Oh,
piece, just a little piece.
how that song go? I wanna rock with you all night, dance you in the sunlight. I don't know the
Hmm.
words. I'm bad with
Hmm. It's
words.
okay. It's
Yeah,
okay. All right. So you get the gist of the game, right?
yeah.
All right.
I get.
Cool. 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 Let's get into
Wow.
it. All right. So you are pre-gaming a night out with some of your inner circle friends. What song are you playing to start the night off the right way?
We probably gonna play that Young Nudie song that's going up.
Which one?
Oh, 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 oh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we probably playing that
That's
one.
it. That's it. That's the one.
Song for sure.
All right. Next scenario, you are having a parked car conversation with your new boo for the first time, and things are starting to get a little spicy. What song are you playing to let them know it could get lit if you want it to now?
The first song that came to mind was Usher, Glue. That song.
With taste.
that song.
Man with taste.
Ooh, yeah, that song. That's gonna be the song.
Can you give the people just a little taste of it if you can? If you can.
Man, that falsetto is hard. I'm gonna sing it. I'm gonna sing in a low version. You'd have made it messy. I guess that means you're qualified. Tell me how you choked and don't choke and do it both from the side. Hey, now you're laying there breathless. A sign of instant rush. Oh, this I don't know the words, but ooh, I just love that glue. Yeah, that slides down you win. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Yeah. That's my song. That's my song.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Next scenario. Your final essay is due at 11:59 p.m. It is currently 11:30, and you are only 150 words away from an A. What song do you play to lock in?
Woo! To lock in. I might have to play. It's two songs I'm battling with. It's probably gonna be Smokey Norfolk, Dear God, or Marvin Sapp Never Would Have Made It. Cause I need that. I need that boost. I ain't gonna play no rap and no R&B. I'm gonna have to play something that's gonna give me faith. I'm gonna get it done. So yeah.
Now I'm about to ask you to go ahead and usher him right in. I'm about to ask you to go ahead and usher him right in. Just give me a taste of any one of them. You know, I love Never Would Have Made It, but go ahead and
how that song start? Never would have made it without you. I would have lost it all. But now I see how you were there for me, and I can say I'm stronger, I'm wiser. Yeah. I'm better, so much better.
Well,
I look back. All right, I'm gonna stop. Cause I ain't gonna mess
up. No. Don't just stop in the middle of the track like that. What's going on?
You know what I'm saying?
My God.
I let him sing that song.
Let me move on before we get caught up in something that we don't need to get caught up in. Amen. Okay. You are trying to explain to one that your music taste isn't ordinary. What song are you playing to prove your point?
My music taste isn't ordinary. Oh, I'm gonna play some Jackie Wilson. That's a classic right there. Yeah.
People don't know about Jackie just a little bit. What Jackie song?
I'll probably play. See, people don't know his classics. He got a song called No Pity in the City. He got a song called Danny Boy. I can't sing him because that's like he's too crazy. But yeah, I think I might play, I might play like To Be Loved. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Or Sam Cooke.
All right.
I'll probably play Sam Cooke and Jackie.
You got an old heart. I love that. I do. All right. This is the last one for today. It is your wedding day, and your DJ is having some technical problems and gave you the aux while they figure it out. What song are you playing to let the people know that it is all good?
Yeah, my wedding day, I'm not gonna need the aux the whole time. Cause I'm gonna pull out the piano and I'm gonna sing.
We love a live. We gotta have some live music. We gotta have live music.
I'm probably gonna sing my own song, Dream Girl. Yeah.
Give us a taste of it. Come on, lead us right. Come on, you better segue us into your own interview.
I believe there's someone out there for me who's perfect for me, searching for me, worth it for me, yeah. Cause I'm prepared to buy that ring, watch it bling while heaven sings, while heaven sings. I'm a king who needs a queen, oh babe. Yeah, I'm gonna sing that one. I'm gonna sing that one.
Sing, son. Sing.
Yeah.
Sing. He's singing. He's singing. Okay, so boom, you was talking about you were singing Dream Girl. So again, we gonna get to know the story of Chret or whatever, but since we're on Dream Girl, let's talk about Dream Girl and what did you go to when it came to you writing that and producing that? Like what inspired that track?
What inspired that track? Dream Girl was an idea I was sitting on back. I wrote the song in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
I released it that same year. But I was sitting on that concept back in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
I think I helped my friend do something. Like we was rehearsing for something. Somebody took a picture of us practicing, and it was like a fire picture. So I just screenshotted it, and I was like, I like the way this looks. It's an album cover, and I just put Dream Girl on it. That's the only thing that made sense. That was back in 2019, and just over the years, I sat back and I was just, was patient with it. But I think what really inspired that song was, learning from relationships, learning what I would desire in a relationship, and just honestly opening myself back up to the idea of love, because we go through these relationships, and sometimes it's like, nah, I'm good, I'm done, I'm good, I'm good. But I don't stop dreaming. You know what I'm saying? If that's in my heart to, be married one day or have a wife or something. I'm not gonna kill that desire. So I was writing that song like, I believe, I said, I believe that there's someone out there for me, as I think there is for everybody.
Yeah. But was there a time where you were just where you was just like, nah, I don't think this is for me. Like, you get what I'm saying?
I ain't never ever thought it was a time. I ain't never had a time where it was like, nah, relationship ain't for me. I just always was like, we doing it wrong. I was like, it's failing. We learning the lessons, but I never was just like, man, I'm done. I'm off that. Never.
Yeah.
It's possible. You try to be like, I'm gonna leave everybody alone, but you can't really do that. At least not me. Shut the heart off.
That's real. Okay, so take us back to the beginning. What was your first introduction to music? Like what was that aha, like that what drew your ear to this is something I want to take serious. Like what take us back?
So what really, I guess, started it was, y'all remember when Drake and Meek Mill was beefing? And like it was they was dropping like diss records and all that. My brother and some of his friends, my brother, he went to a different school, and him and his friends, like, they rapped for real. And one day he came home and he was like, look, man, they at school doing rap battles. This was summer 16, it was that same summer. Going into my senior year. And I'm like, y'all, how did they figure out how to like record themselves, get a beat, record themselves, and put it on the internet? And I thought it was so cool because I'd never known a person that I could sit right next to and see that they had a song out on the internet. I'm like, dang, that's cool. So I'm looking up, you can download a software, get a microphone, and make your own music. And one project I had for some social studies class my junior year, the project was like, look, go make 6 songs about about 6 different topics in social studies. I went and I like remixed Young Thug, I remixed Drake, Big Sean. I was just remixing songs, and the whole class liked them. They heard it. I still got these files to this day, but they liked it. They was like, dang, you remix it. It sounds like the real song. So when people was like, hey, that's actually good, I was like, okay, let me try to make my own stuff. And then maybe like a year later for Christmas, my parents got me this little beat machine, like little 16 pads that light up. I started making beats, and I was sucked into it. It became more addictive than video games or anything else kids like.
Right.
Yeah.
So did you so you knew before that happened, you knew that, you know, you could sing, you could rap. You knew you had some type of talent, right? Or was it
I
like
knew. Yeah.
or were you
I
just like
mean,
playing around in your head, but the people was like, "Oh, wait a minute. You actually, you know, you got something."
so um real little, like real young, elementary, like third or fourth grade, I had a class. Everybody takes music class. In my music class, my music teacher in third grade was like, "You have a beautiful voice." I'm like 8 years old. And I think that like was like all the confirmation I need that I could sing. And my dad
Hmm.
encouraged me to sing when I was real young, but when I got to middle school, it's kind of like I stopped singing because I think
Hmm.
around that time rap became more popular. So I stopped singing and I started trying to rap. But
Hmm.
the whole time I'm having this voice that people like. But you get to high school and that's when people start getting mean. That's when they start talking about you and the joning and all that. So I never sang in front of people. And I only sang like in my closet, maybe in the shower here and there, but I never really sang. And I think it was when I quit band. I quit band in high school. And I was like, dang, I still need to figure out how I'm gonna do some music. And that was the time where I picked up the beat machine and started making my own music. And when I
Yeah.
found out that I could make a beat that got my head bobbing, I was like, oh
Hmm.
yeah, I got something.
So
And I was
what made you quit band? Was it because, you know, people was talking? Because like, in middle school, high school, the bands they were put in the same bubble. The band people was put in the same bubble as, like, the nerds and stuff like that. So, well, at least for me in my high school career, that's what it was. So was it the same for you, and you didn't want that heat for real?
I hated standing in attention.
Mm,
Like standing in the sun, like I was in the percussion section. I played the quints. So I'm
got you.
standing with a big drum on my shoulder. I'm only like 5'3". I'm real small at this time with this big old drum that's as tall as me.
Right.
I'm like, bro, I could be doing anything right now. And I'm standing outside waiting for the flute section to get in line because they don't know their spot. So I'm waiting for the trombones to get in line. I'm like, bro, I'm just standing here. And I just never liked being idle. So
Right.
that was the main thing. I hated standing in attention. And then it got to a point to where like people just would be annoying. If people just were annoying, and I didn't have the what's the word? I think my biggest way to get away from it was just to not be in a band because I couldn't escape the people. But there was some people I didn't like. I just did not like it. I didn't want to be in the environment. I was
Yeah,
like,
that's real. So
yeah.
okay, so you quit band, got the social studies project.
Mhm.
Um, got the next year, got the little beat making machine, and then what did you do then? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So all that was from like quit band 10th grade, didn't do anything music. Well, I got the project in 11th grade. And one of my best friends, Alan Franks, we used to go around singing in school senior year, and that's when I got the beat machine. But around that time, it's like you you finna graduate. What you finna do
Hmm.
after school? I had no foresight into what I was gonna do after college. I'm thinking that this is all there is, or somebody gonna like tell me what I need to do. My mom gave me two choices. She say, well, three choices. You either go to college, go to the military, or you get a job. I wasn't with not one of them.
Right.
But but I felt like the only thing that made sense for real was my brother's a year older than me. And
Hmm.
he went to college. So I'm like, let me just let me do what he did. I'm gonna go to school. And when I found out you can go to school for music and you didn't have to be in a band, I'm like, oh snap, I can go to school to do music and I ain't gotta be a teacher. Found out they had a music production industry program. I'm doing that. It just made sense. It felt like the easiest thing
Yeah.
to do. I was all with ease at that time.
Yeah. So okay, so you was FAMU your first choice?
Um, FAMU was actually the last school that I toured.
Really?
I'm from Atlanta.
Hmm.
Stone Mountain. I'm not from Atlanta. I'm from Stone Mountain, Georgia. And we got all the Georgia schools. We got Morehouse, Georgia State. Um, what else? Clark, all these Atlanta schools, and even like Valdosta, West Georgia, Savannah State. I toured all them schools, but when I hit at FAMUA, that was the last. That was like the last run of my tour. I went from Valdosta to Albany to FAM. I was like, I ain't really liking the other two. I got the FAMUA, looked up, seen the sun, said, yeah, that's where I'm going.
So okay, so you get into fam, and now are you still, working on your craft, or is it just now, let me get my degree and learn and then go back to my craft? What are you doing then?
Nah, I was down there doing everything simultaneously. Like I got down there, I had already known a good amount of what I was going to be studying. Well, as far as from the music side, like the music theories and all that stuff. But as I was down there, I was like, whatever I was learning in class, I was going back to my room trying to do it. Or, vice versa. So as I was in school, the whole time I'm doing my studies, but I'm making sure I'm doing my art at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
That's dope. So what's the word? What's the question? So when did it become, okay, I actually want to pursue this full time? Because some people, they use music as a side gig for them. For you, it seems as if you're taking this as like a full throttle, making this your career. So when did it become apparent for you to want to take this seriously for real?
The moment I was like, yeah, I can, and I'm going to be a full-time musician was when I saw the response of people wanting to work with me to produce their songs. My whole freshman year, I was doing my own songs, like making the beat, singing and putting it out. In my sophomore year, I had kind of took a break, maybe like 2 months break. I wasn't really working on anything. When I came back, I just decided to get my friends in the studio, and like I had, some of my friends are the coldest singers in the world. I'm like, hey, get in here. We're gonna make this song. We're gonna put it out. When we put out the music that I was producing for my friends, big numbers, thousands and thousands and thousands of streams, and people kept contacting me like, hey, I want to work with you. I want to work with you. I want to work with you. So at that point, it was like school was not even a thing. All of my time, I'm in the studio producing, so that is my full-time job, and I started making money from it. I was making money, like paying my rent, paying my bills with money I was making from music. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, that's dope. So let's talk about the stage name or your name. So I was like I was telling you before, I was doing my research or whatever, and I was like, what is this dude's stage name? Because on some of your tracks you have Chret and Adam, on some of your tracks you have Chret. Tell us the story of it, because I have a theory, but I want to make sure I'm right before I proceed with my theory.
All right, this is the first time anyone has ever asked me this. But people don't know. Only people that grew up with me know this, but like when I got the fam, people don't even really know how to say my real name. Well, not too many people. My real
Was
name.
I saying it wrong? Is it not wrong? Is it not Christian?
No. So look, let me tell you.
Okay, I was about to say now. Wait a minute.
The spelling is correct. Chretien. My mom pronounces it Christian, and Christian is the English pronunciation of Chretien, which is just French for Christian. So I have the French spelling of the name Christian. Grew up the name Christian my entire life. I got the fam. I'm like, I'm finna do music. I need a name. People just started calling me Chretien the way it looks. So I'm like, all right, that's kind of wow, because then people was like, oh, I like that. Whenever I told people my name, I was like, you know what? It's Chretien. They're like, where is that from? You Haitian? I'm like, nah, but I just always like that response. I'm like, nah, I ain't Haitian. So I went from Christian to now musically, people knowing me as Chretien. Then my friends just shortened it. They're like, we're not gonna call you Chretien, we're gonna call you Chret for short.
Right.
I was like, that's all me. At the end of the day, that's all me. People call me that. So I'm gonna rock with all three of them.
Mm-hmm.
So
See,
people
okay,
call me.
so that's not what I was thinking at all. That's actually the total opposite. What I was thinking was I
Mhm.
thought your actual name was Chrétien for real. But I thought, when you put out, the Chrétien Adam stuff, I was thinking, this is just this type of persona of you. You get what I'm saying? You know how like Beyonce has Beyonce and Sasha Fierce. So I'm thinking, Chrétien Adams was this person and Chret was this person. You get what I'm saying? Like it's two different sounds to listen to. So that's what I thought the name was given. But yeah, that's
Low key, kind of, it low key is that because sometimes as I'm like working on some music in my mind, I'll be like, that's Cret gonna sing that because
mhm,
something about Cret is just like different. I think the Cret was a personality that developed away from everybody. Like
mhm,
Chrétien was developed around people. Like people in the room with me every day. I'm around people 24/7. But Cret developed like 2022. That was my most like out the way kind of year. And that's when that personality developed. So as I'm working on music,
yeah,
I'm like, nah, dude, the heart of this is for Cret because that's solely for him. But
yeah.
sometimes when it's for the people, it might be for like Chrétien.
So when it comes to practicing your craft, how I know you say you, of course, you work on your music 24/7 basically. So but how do you practice your craft when it comes to your vocal abilities and making sure that's sharpened and making sure that you are, because it's different when it comes to producing because you can be silent all day and produce the greatest tracks. But when it comes to you now adding your instrument, which is your voice to it, how do you make sure that's sharpened?
Ooh, what a I had to quit smoking. That was number
Mm,
one. I had to stop. That junk was ruining my voice, point blank period.
mhm.
I have more range than I do now. I was smoking, you know what I'm saying? It ruined my voice. So now cutting that out, but also implementing like warming up for real, for real. Cause I never
Mhm.
warm up. I just wake up 7 a.m. before my 8 a.m. class and start singing whatever song I was in my mind. But warming up 24/7. But I think taking it a step further and like just pushing myself and learning from my own mistakes as a singer. I think
Mhm.
as singers, everybody got their own voice. And the biggest mistake I made was not giving myself the room to sound like myself, because I
That's
love
real.
Usher, I love Chris Brown, you know what I'm saying? I love Lauryn Hill. And sometimes as singers, when you don't sound like what you like, you think, dang, I
You
sound
get
bad. All you gotta
discouraged.
do is
Yeah.
do your best to sound like what you sound like. And
Yeah.
doing that, the evolution from when I started singing and now is just me becoming more of myself and mastering my own voice.
Yeah. So I was just about to ask you, like, are there any key artists that you do, listen to tap in from? Because of course, everybody got like their favorite artists or whatever, but that's different from like the artists who like, or have you found an artist that's like, he kind of sounds like me, so you kind of like continue to listen to them to, see what they're doing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I have like a different pieces of like few artists. I say, let me give it a five.
Hmm.
Gotta go with Usher. His tone is just so clear. It's like
Hmm.
his tone is just so clear. If I had a vocal coach, I'll pick Usher. Like just
Hmm.
teach me how to sing, dude. But not only that, Chris Brown, his voice to me is just like it sounds like nobody else. Nobody can
Yeah.
sound like Sam Cooke, Ray Charles, and Jackie
Hmm.
Wilson.
Hmm.
Their voices to me are just like they really sing for real.
Very different, but like unique. Like it's like when you put on all of their songs, like you won't be able to be like, oh, who is that again? Like their sound, their song. I love that. Okay. I
Exactly.
get that. I love that. Comes to you practicing your producing skills, let's get into that side of it. How do you
Mhm.
make sure that is sharpened and fresh and new? Because yes, you are like a super mainstream artist yet. Amen. Hallelujah. You are the super mainstream artist yet. But it's still, at the end of the day, you still have to experiment with your sound. So how do you make sure that you're not staying up to date? Because I don't want you to think that, oh, you got to sound like what's going on today. But how do you stay fresh in your mind when it comes to your sound producing wise?
Um,
Or is it just like I'm going to play in this, and I'm going to play with that, and I'm going to see what works for me, and then see how the people like it and take the people's feedback?
yeah, I don't ever take the people's feedback. I really don't, for real, for real. But because as a producer, I really only take the artist's feedback.
Mm-hmm.
So as a producer, I do whatever the artist tell me to do. And in the midst of trying to because artists always have something that that's so unique to them.
Mm-hmm.
And 9 times out of 10, they don't express it clear at all. It sounds like 9 times out of 10, they express it just like the average thing. And to do your best job as a producer, I gotta go in and be and experiment with okay, is this what they want? And if they like it, then it's okay, I did what I job. But oftentimes it's mistakes that you learn from. It's ooh, they don't know that I'm learning this, but yeah. So I mean, as the producer, the artists that I produce for, the singers and rappers that I work with, they pretty much keep me on my toes.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, has there been a time where you was actually like working on something, you didn't tell them, of course, but you're like, all right, nah, I don't know what I'm gonna do for real, but I'm gonna figure it out by the grace of God. Like, tell me about that experience if you have one.
hmm, where they don't know, I did something secretive and they just didn't know.
Yeah, like, or like if they had something in mind that they wanted from you, I guess, and how they were explaining it or what they were explaining it, you didn't know if you were going to be able to actually produce what they wanted. Has that ever happened? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that happens all the time. The first time it happened, I guess, was with people don't know what's your name. Sherrod Taylor is his name, but he goes out LaTroy Prescott. He he wanted to do this. He wanted to do a Vogue song.
Mm-hmm.
I had never done a Vogue record in my life. And it's out there. It's on his YouTube channel. It's called Heat. It's a song called
Mm-hmm.
Heat by Troy Prescott. And I'm like, Vogue, how am I gonna do Vogue? But we pulled it off. I did it with him, Tamia. Everybody knows Tamia. Her first album, the Meat album. She had a song called Trip that she wanted to do it's like a go-go kind of funk record.
Mm-hmm.
Live music. I'm like, all right, how we gonna make this sound as edgy and rockish as possible? And we did that. TV Stokes, Chance Stokes, he wanted a song called he wanted a song with Bria Jonte. I'm just name dropping. Just name
I was about to
dropping.
know that they're all friend of the channel, so it's
Yeah,
good. It's good. It's
I'm
good.
name dropping. Everybody knows Bria. And he wanted a song with just a female vocalist, but wanted to give it a feel where it's I don't know. I want people to go listen to these records because all the time I think it's a challenge for me doing
Yeah.
taking their ideas and putting them in plain sight visually and audibly. I'm just
Yeah.
always learning something. I can't really explain it, but yeah.
Yeah, so is it like a level of fear on your end until it's completed, or is it just like okay, this is something new that I need to tackle?
Nah, it's no fear. It's always
Mm-hmm.
fun. It's always fun. It's like you said, it's something I gotta tackle
Yeah.
because it always puts me back in that place of when I didn't know how to produce at all. Like when I
Mm-hmm.
was 17, trying to figure out how do I make a beat? And they just challenged me. It's real fun. I ain't afraid
Yeah.
because nothing could go wrong for real.
Yeah. So how did you learn what you know? Like, was it all self-taught for you? Were you, YouTube University at first, and then you went to school and learned a couple more things? So what was it? What was that process like for you?
Learning how to produce was trial and error. It was like teaching myself. It was using YouTube as my teacher, but YouTube, they never really tell you everything that you need to know.
They never really they tell you, they be like, oh, you got to do this, you got to do this, but they leave out that one thing that you actually need to. Yeah, I feel that
Exactly,
for sure.
exactly. They leave out like so much stuff. So sometimes I get sick of YouTube and be like, and then on YouTube, they all be saying the same thing sometimes. So I'm like, all right, I'm getting sick of it. Let me just figure out how to do it. It's kind of quicker
Yeah.
than closing out the software, pulling up Chrome, going to YouTube, finding the video. It's just a lot. So it's trial and error for real, for real.
Hmm. And was there ever a moment where you was there ever a moment where you produced something that you just didn't like? You were like, let's scratch that. And then did you not like it, but the artist that you was working for or working with, did they end up liking it?
Hmm. I ever produced something that I haven't liked. I really can only think of stuff that I've recorded for artists that I'm in the studio like, nah, this ain't it. But you can't really tell our artists that. But as far as something I
Mm,
produced, hmm, I can't think of nothing. Nah, I don't think there's ever been a
mhm.
time where I produced something that I didn't like. Nope, I didn't produce that. Nah, yeah, nah. Mm-mm.
That's good though. That's good. That's really good though. Um, okay, so I know you were talking about artists that you collaborated with. Which one, not which one was your favorite? Which artist did you, I guess, learn that you can say that you learned the most or a lot from, that you took, like what experience did you take back from after working with them?
Mm.
And if you could tell the people about that as well.
Ah, my biggest album to date that I produced was the Me album for Tamia.
Mhm.
Yeah. We
That's a
locked
good
in
album.
for like a few months. I want to say like January all the way to March, all the way through March. We locked in. This was the first album that I was producing. We were in college, senior year, finna graduate. This is like a senior project for us, not given to us by the
Mhm.
school, but just us saying, hey, let's just do something big. And
Yeah.
like I said, I only made music for myself as far as the album. And
Mhm.
to do it a second time, I knew it had to be better than the first album I did. And I knew it couldn't be me. It had to be her. Well, that's so ironic. It's titled me. It couldn't be me. It had to be her. And,
Yeah.
like as far as using live instruments, I had never used live instruments on the record until that album. Um, I had never collaborated with other producers sending tracks in for that album. Um, that album went number one on Amazon Music. So now I'm learning, oh, this is how albums go number one, and this and that, da da da.
Mhm.
So that experience was just 3 months of like showing that we came to the right place and that the major that we, paid all that money for, all that tuition for, paid off. Because
Yeah.
that was real, that was a real music industry experience, getting all those people involved in promotion and everything. Because we finna graduate. We gotta end with a bang. We gotta
Mhm.
do what we know we can do. And we did it.
Yeah, that was a great album in my opinion, honestly, truly. Was there a track on there that you could consider it to be like your favorite
Oh
or
yeah,
your baby track?
come to the well.
Comfortable?
Yeah,
Ah, that's a good
yeah.
one.
Hmm.
That's a good one. Why is that one your favorite?
Um, I think that's my favorite because I was like, I was BSing when I made it. I was BS. I think I
Mhm.
was somewhere in the apartment, and I was just laying back, like you know how you're just messing around. And usually, music never comes to my head. Like
Yeah.
I always had to sit down at an instrument or like think about it, and then it comes out. But that song, it just like I'm chilling, and I just start mumbling, "Come to the well," and a week later, I got this new computer, but I don't have no equipment. All I have is a computer, and I made it just like how the new producers make it, where they all they got is a laptop and they like electronically do the music. That's
Yeah.
how
So
I
you had
made it.
the electronic, the piano on the keyboard.
Literally like the FG,
That's
like
dope.
right here. I was like, man, I ain't got no keyboard or nothing. I gotta figure out how to do this. And the groove was just crazy. So
That's
yeah,
crazy. That's dope. Wow. What is your favorite piece that you have in your repertoire? What is your favorite piece? I know we talked about the piece that you did with Tamia, but what is your favorite piece under your name?
under under my name.
Hmm.
Ooh. And I gotta say something that's already out.
I mean, if you want to give us the inside scoop, by all means, you heard
I
it here first.
I will say I'm working on some stuff, and I've been working on some stuff for a long time.
Hmm.
That's it's trumping everything I've ever touched.
Hmm.
Like, sorry to all the people I work with. Love y'all. We gonna make some more good stuff. But what I got coming soon is times 10. But something that's
But no,
out
that's good though. I feel like if an artist isn't or anybody if they aren't growing with whatever they're creating, then it's like what's the point? If we listen to Beyonce now and we still hear the Beyonce from the '90s, it's gonna be like, okay, girl, I heard this before, and we don't want that stagnant, the era. So yeah, I feel that. I get that. I love that. So is there something now that I guess that the people can hear? Because that's
people
that's what I was that's what I was going to get to. Is there something that we can hear, even if it's something that you're working on that you could consider your favorite right now?
that's my favorite that you can hear. Um, like I said, I'm in the bodies of work. Like
Hmm.
albums, that's gonna be my thing. I'm gonna be known for
Hmm.
albums. Um, I rarely make a song and I just do everything in conjunction. So I'll make like half a song, then make another song, and it, it'll go right. It'll fit. But this a
Yeah,
gentleman album. To me, this a gentleman album is like the best thing that I got.
yeah,
Just and there's certain pieces of that, but like Heart Hearts, that song, the sonics of that song is crazy. Um,
that's a good one.
they don't know
That's a good one.
They don't know it's a jam. I'm always bumping that song. The poetry, how poetic that song is. Um, Kingdom Man. That's that whole album. I gotta go back and listen to the album because
Yeah,
I've been sleep on the album.
yeah. So what? Let's talk about what made you want to create that album.
Mhm. Oh, like so that was I began creating it in 20 like the summer 2022,
Hmm.
but um what made me I think just getting out of relationships, like just trying to learn from mistakes made in relationships and relationships that didn't go as far as you wanted them to go. I'm
Hmm.
a person, I like this. I don't like to just move through life and not like get an understanding of like what's happening. I don't like to know everything, but when it comes to me, I need to know like, dang, why did this, and get a better understanding and better wisdom so I could go be in the future and have a like better outcome to the stuff I get myself
Yeah,
into, these relationships that you put your heart and soul in, and
yeah,
vice versa. The woman not might, the relationships I've been in, we doing the best we can with what we got. So me just trying to grow and develop and mature, I'm like, all right, I ain't trying to make the same mistakes. So expressing myself and being vulnerable with like what I didn't like in those relationships, what I did like, what I hoped for, what I wish never happened. the way I put it out was music. It started with Dream Girl, and then
Mhm.
it went to what came next? I think what came next was They Don't Know, and then Calling It
Mhm.
Off. So I had 3 songs off the project, just making songs. Once I got to that third one, Calling It Off, I was like, oh yeah, okay, I got something. I got something. This is I can I need to be able to like just sit back and be like, oh, I learned that from relationship. Oh, that's a lesson I learned. That's a lesson I learned. And there's people I know who in the same boat who might not can't talk about or don't know how to talk about they love life and what they went through. And I ain't afraid to talk about it because I know that I'm learning from it. And this album was made for really it was made for men and gentlemen because I feel like I hold myself responsible for all of the tragedy, all of the success, well not success, but all of the things that went wrong in my relationships. I hold myself accountable. And I like
Mhm.
to hold my brothers accountable, some of my closest friends. And I really made it like as a way to sit down and be like, yo, bro, like, dang, this what happened, da da da, this what happened, and not make excuses. And it just turned into the full body of work. Cause like I said earlier in the interview, I can't erase love. I'm not even gonna try to erase love, but I know that it's the most important thing. So this album is like finding love, um, knowing what you want, knowing what you don't want out of love, and just making that the priority.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah.
That's real. I love that. So, okay, you in your gentleman era. Okay. I love
Mhm.
that. So
Yeah.
what is I guess most important to you when it comes to making a full body of work?
The most important thing to me making a full body of work is see before when my first project, maybe even the second project, um, is like, all right, let's see how many people are gonna tune in and like the songs. How many people are gonna buy the album and are we gonna chart again? Are we gonna go number one? That's my first and second album. I'm worried about the numbers. I'm worried about are the people that are gonna hear it after it's done, are they gonna like it and be blessed?
Mhm.
When I got to my third album that I produced, Little Black Book, and then The Gentleman, it was like I matured more so to like understanding that the album, yes, the world is gonna love it, but the point of the album really is for us creating it to grow as we make the album. So me personally, in the process, the process of the album, I'm learning is way more important than getting it done. So like just how life is outside of the music, learning and growing and developing as an individual and using the art to kind of be a mirror to see if you actually doing what you're supposed to do in life is the most important thing to me.
Mhm. Yeah, that's dope. Like I feel like I don't know. I feel like a person's or artist's repertoire or what they have from beginning to what would be the end. I feel like it shows what they went through. Let's take like Adele for example. Like if you listen to all of her albums, you can hear like this is it tells the story of her life and what she's going through currently. So I feel like that's what you're doing. I feel like that's very important to be sincere in your music.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what a lot of artists sometimes they be missing from their work. They're not really sincere enough um in their music. But I love that. I do for sure. So how do you it's switching gears just a little bit, but how do you manage like creative block when it comes to your creativity? How do you manage getting out
Um,
of that?
I've had creative block, I want to say twice. That was when I was in college. I think it was the same year. Yeah, 2019. Yep, 2019. Man, I was going through it, bro. I had like anxiety. I was tripping. I just felt like it was just a real dark place. And I didn't have a real good way of expressing it outside of music. So when I got the music, I was kind of like, dang, is anything I say, is it gonna be bad? Like it's gonna be wrong? And I got to a place to where I was like, you know what? I really don't care what I say or what comes out. It just got to come out. And I
Mm-hmm.
forced my way every single time. Well, both those two times I felt like I had writer's block or producer's block. I forced my way through it. And I put whatever was in, I put it out and I didn't judge it. That was the biggest thing for me, was to stop judging whatever came out and to take it for what it was. And I was like, now I'm free to keep going. So I haven't had writer's block since, or any block creatively since.
Do you
But I
think that
stopped
do you think
judging.
that creators block in general when it comes to like across the board, do you think that it stems from a level of judgment? Do you think that that's why most people get it, like they want it to come out a certain way?
Exactly. That's wholeheartedly what I think. I think we just
Yeah.
we judge our work so much instead of like I liken it to this. I was like, when think about your art is your child, right? Art for us that don't have real kids yet. Art, those are our babies. Think about your parents, like regardless of think about parents who have children with deformities or like autism, any like birth abnormality or just certain attributes. Parents don't judge they kids like that, you know. And if they do, I don't know why they doing that, but the parents I know, my parents ain't judge me. My parents did, like my aunts and uncles, they didn't judge me. I'm their kids, regardless of what I do, what I say, whatever's going on. So whether you like it or not, you can't judge. You gotta love it. You know, people don't get rid of their kids just because like they do something bad, or like imagine if a parent, like you got conjoined twins, you gonna give them up?
Right. That's a
I be
really
thinking
good
about like how
comparison.
do
I
you,
never really thought about it like that. Wow.
yeah, that's how I think about it.
That's a really good comparison. Like you were saying, like comparing it to actual child and judging your child that it could be something mentally wrong with your child or physically wrong with your child, and actually imagine if you do judge your child or treat your child differently or push it to be this perfect thing.
Mhm.
Now you're later on in the future, now not even you, but now your child is trying to go to therapy to get all these negative thoughts. But imagine you actually doing this for your work. You're judging your work now in the future. Now you're, if you are still pursuing your art, now you're trying to fix what you messed up because you're trying to make it perfect when you could have just let it be who it. That's
Yeah.
wow. That's deep. That's deep, Chret. That's deep.
Yeah.
Okay, so we gotta go. Unfortunately, I wish I can continue this conversation for the
Yeah.
longest. I feel like I'm just sitting back kicking it with you. But a couple more questions for you. So is there anything new coming out, or what can we look forward to coming from you, or is there anything that you want the fans to tune in, or the viewers to tune into?
Yes. So couple things. I can list it all. I can just go ahead and like blurt it all
Yeah,
out.
yeah, go ahead, but
All right,
promote
so
everything that you got,
y'all
bro.
y'all y'all getting the first on the Jay Pleasant show. Um, I'm working with Brianne Sedell, who has a single that's coming out in September. My birthday's coming up in August. I'm gonna drop a fun single for my birthday. Eh, oh man, that song is incredible. So we got the single for my birthday. We
That's
got
dope.
Brianne Sedell's single in September. I got an album called Breaking Free. It's coming
Mhm.
November.
All right, so before we go, last question, last question, last question. I feel like this is a great way to end it. If you were stuck on an island with only 3 albums to listen to, what albums are you picking?
Mm, and I thought about this too. The three, okay, I'm doing Jesus is King, Kanye
Oh
West,
yeah,
Jesus. I'm going to do, oh, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
that's a good one. It's a classic.
Yeah, I saw Mocha say that on the last interview. I was like, that's a good one. I was like,
That's a
yeah,
good one.
Jesus King, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Ooh, and probably because this is one of my favorite albums, I had to go with the Me album. the Me album.
That's a good one. That's a great album. You was in your bag. You was sitting inside of the bag with that one. Okay, but thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really hope you guys like this video. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you turn on the post notification bells. And again, go stream my brother's stuff. Please go ahead and tune in and make sure you're tuning into everything. Chret, if there's anything else that you want the people to know, go ahead and tell them that.
I just want to say this: keep God first, keep loving people, do the best you can.
Period. And you already here. Thank y'all for tuning in.
I feel so good. So good. G-O-W-D. G-O-W-D. Good.